We're going to continue on in regards to my 12 volt battery system setup. If you guys keep supporting me, keep watching the videos and put those likes up and subscribe, this is going to continue. So I've been talking about upgrading to lithium for some time. I think I'm getting pretty close to making the plunge and going for lithium. I've narrowed my choices down to 3 manufacturers, but there's 4 batteries. Just going to make myself comfortable if you don't mind. I tell you what, I got myself a new chair this morning. I just about fell out of my old office chair that I was using. Can never be too comfortable, can you? So one of the manufacturers I'm looking at is from Allspark. Now they're a Perth-based company, and I've dealt with this mob in the past. A lot of my gear, 12 volt gear that I'm using in the vehicle, I purchased some 4 or 5 years ago, and I purchased from this mob here called Allspark. So they're very knowledgeable. You never hear much about them in regards to their lithiums. They're very good quality. So it's the Allspark 100 amp hour 12 volt. So a lot of the batteries I've been looking at, you can only draw like 50 or 100. More demanding appliances that relies on lots of amps, such as my ARB twin compressor, which I've been holding off installing it into my Pajero. And the reason I've been holding that off installing that in my Pajero is because my AGM battery is recommended to only discharge a maximum of about 20, maybe 30 amps per hour. Whereas the ARB twin compressors, they can draw as much as 50, 60, even 70 amps. It's a portable unit, so what I do is I just connect it to my start battery and have the motor running. But eventually I want to mount it beside my fridge, right next to the DC hub that I got from Andrew St. Pierre White. And by the way, that DC hub, guys, that thing is performing A1. I'm so happy with that thing. It's just simplified my 12 volt system so much, you got no idea. So this is one of them. Of course it weighs 11 kilos. What I like about it's got the 5-year warranty. So for me, warranty is very important. I get a bit skeptical, worried if I see a battery of this value and it's only got like a 1 or 2 year warranty. I'm saying, why are you only offering 1 or 2 years? Is that all the lifespan you're going to expect out of it? From what you read, all the blubbering on that goes on the internet, thousands and thousands and thousands of recycle. I mean, these things should be going in 10 years' time if you look after them. So I always get skeptical when they're only offering 1 or 2 year warranty, so I don't consider any of those. And this one's got 5-year warranties. And here's some of the specs. As you can see, recommended charge current is 30 amps, which is surprising. It's pretty low for a lithium battery. And the thing is, you got to realise with your lithium battery, it's not like the AGM when you're charging an AGM. With the AGM, you got your 3 main cycles that go through. You got your bulk charging, you got your absorption charging, and then you got your float charging. Absorption charge, you don't get that with the lithium. So basically the lithium is just bulk charge all the way through. Boom, that's it. So with an AGM, when it gets around your, 85, 90% or whatever, then it starts to do that absorption charge. Slows down the charging process. So that last little bit to get that battery fully charged takes quite some time. With the lithium, you don't have that problem. With the lithium, you can get full charge maximum. Say for example, this one here, as you can see, I've got moving the mouse pointer there, maximum recommended charge current 30 amps. Well, you can put that 30 amps right through until it's 100% charge, whereas with the AGM you cannot do that. So they charge a lot quicker as well. So it's between 2500 to 5000 cycles versus 300 to 800 cycles for AGM. I think AGM can handle more than that, particularly if you maintain it, look after it like I have. For example, my AGM would be approaching 5 years old now, and it does get used a lot. And it's working as good as the day I got it. A life expectancy, here we go, 15 years versus 1 to 3 years for AGM. Well, there you go, AGM. Mine's nearly 5 years and it's still going. In fact, my AGM is a kick-ass battery and it's got a 5-year warranty on it. You can run your 2000 watt inverters off this. So you're looking at $11.79. The next one we're going to look at is DCS. Now, I don't know if you've all heard of DCS, so I'm actually also considering the 200 amp. There'd be some good benefits with that. And they're based in the Gold Coast up in the Mount Tambourine. I'm wondering with some of these other batteries, like there's 2 of these companies, the one I just showed you before and another one I'm going to show you after DCS. You can probably guess who it is, but they're also based in Perth. What's the deal with the warranty on them? Do we have to pay to get it sent back to Perth for us to post anything? Because we're kind of like a bit of a country town out of the way off the highway, like 50 k's off the highway. So we really get hit hard with the freight, particularly in stuff like this. So it just comes to the point you just cannot afford. It's just not worth the cost of sending stuff away. Do they cover the cost of freight? Do they have a local repair agent that you can take it to? There's a guy on YouTube, and I cannot remember his name now. A lot of you guys will know. He swears by the DCS, and in fact he uses one, well, I think 2, inside the bonnet in his 4-wheel drive, and I think he uses them as a starter battery as well. The lithiums that are supplied by DCS, you can actually use them under the bonnet, although they do reduce the warranty if you mount it under the bonnet by, I believe, a year. Cost is $12.99. If I have any issues, I can just drop it off to them and say, hey guys, this thing's not doing what it's supposed to. Can you have a look at it? Because I've got family that lives nearby. That's a big plus there. A big consideration for me is the service. I want to purchase from someone who's going to offer good customer service and good service if I have any problems. For the 4 batteries I'm looking at, all of them's got the built-in battery management system, but except for one. There's one that doesn't have it. 13 kilos, it's actually a little bit heavier than the other one I showed you. Recommended charge current is 70 amps. So you can imagine how quick, if you take this battery right down and you've got the charger that can put in that many amps, you'll have this fully charged probably an hour and 20, an hour and a half. And it's actually got a maximum charge current 100 amps, so you can actually in theory get it charged in 1 hour. That's the beauty with the DCS. I think of all the brands I'm looking at, the DCS appears to be the most robust, and to be honest, it's really up there close to another one that I'm going to show you last that I'm seriously considering. I don't think it's got the quality of this one, the robust of this one. Certainly you wouldn't put it in a hot environment or anywhere, but I'm not doing that because I'll be mounting it inside the cab in the back of my vehicle in the 3rd seat well in the Pajero, which remains fairly cool in there. If you take it down to flat every time you use it, you got 2,500 cycles. So how cool is that? Now, those cycles will increase to probably like something like 5,000 if you only take it down to like 80% or whatever instead of the 100%. Engine cranking, 3,000 watt starter motors. As you can see, you can use it as a cranking battery as well. See here under the warranty, it says it's got 4 years standard install. If you mount it under the bonnet, then it's got a 3-year. Obviously, that extra heat under bonnet is going to have some effect on the battery life. Otherwise, they wouldn't have dropped the warranty down. Of all the batteries, this one's probably the one that's going to last the most. You can see the price here. It's available in the 50 amps and the 75 amps as well. But what was the price? There we are. You're looking at $12.99. So all these batteries are pretty much all on par around about that price range. Another one I'm seriously considering is the same brand. And a lot of people always tell me, why don't you go for 200 amp? I'd love to, and always say it's the cost factor. $2,299. There's no way in the world am I going to pay that much for a battery. But I know a guy that will do me a really good deal, and it's quite a lot cheaper than that. And I won't mention the price, but it's considerably a lot cheaper. 200 amp hours. Honestly, I don't think I'd need a solar panel. Although my Bundertop rooftop tent has got provisions to put a high voltage solar panel, like a household solar panel, on the top. And I would love to do that. But my issue is I'm at the dynamic weight rate. I'm just under it now, so I cannot put any more weight up there. So I've got to take a solar panel with me all the time, which is no major deal really, but it is a bit of a pain. Tends to get in the way. You know, I've got like a solar blanket, and it's an excellent solar panel, but you still got to set it up. And a lot of the times I don't have that chance to set it up. Like I'm on Gold Coast and I'm going to out shopping for the day. I'm not going to sit there and set up the solar panel out in a car park. I guarantee when I come out, someone will pinch it. Now, if it was mounted on top of the roof, yeah, no problems. You can do, because no one's going to pinch it off there. But if you've got a solar blanket and just lay it out on top of the car or whatever, it's not going to last long. The thing is too with this lithium is that the 100 amp hour batteries, much the same like a 200. So the advantages I'm speaking of here with the 200 amp is also available with our 100 amp lithiums, because you got all that charge available, all that amperage available, 100 amps. Whereas an AGM, you've only got 50 at the most, 50. And even at 50, you're going to drastically reduce the lifespan of that battery. And I think that's one of the reasons why my battery is still going strong after nearly 5 years and still performing like as if the day I purchased it, is because I don't take it down to 50%. The lithiums, you don't have that problem. Now this one, it's actually got even stronger, better warranty. It's actually got a 5-year, and you can see how it says return to base. See how it says return to base warranty. So what that means, you know what that means? It's up to you, it's up to me to return that. So if you're a fellow camper and you're out Perth or somewhere like that and you purchase one of these, yeah, they'll send it out to you for free. But then if you have an issue or there's a malfunction with it, you're up to the cost to send it back. And I tell you what, it's going to cost a few dollars to do that. In my case, this is not going to be a problem because, like I mentioned, I've got family that lives nearby. So on the trip down there, I can just it'd be even a perfect excuse for me to go down to the Gold Coast and see family, drop it off to them, and hopefully by the time I get back home, they'll have it rectified or a replacement, and I'll just fit it in and go. But I tell you what, 5-year warranty. To be honest, it's the one I would like to go for. I don't know if I will. Even at this super discounted price, it's still a little exy. EnerDrive. I hear a lot of mixed reviews on an EnerDrive. People tell me they're great, and I'll talk to someone else. No, don't touch them. My auto electrician will not touch them even for a 10-foot pole. He just doesn't like them. If you're watching this, how you going, Eddie? You did great job on my vehicle. Thank you. EnerDrive are very expensive. Says, you know, my EnerDrive ePro Plus monitor is for literally twice the price of the Victron that I just picked up. So this one here, they managed to get the price down to, I believe it's just over $1,000. It hasn't got a price here, but I've seen it listed for something around $1,000. And the reason they've managed to do that doesn't have a BMS in it, so there's no battery management system in it. Now that shouldn't be a problem because I'm using the battery monitor, and that in some ways that battery monitor will take place of this. Now in saying it doesn't have a BMS in it, it's still got the proper charging facilities to equalize the charge, like one cell to another, to another, to another. So the only thing is missing is that you can't get on your phone, check your Bluetooth and see what the state of charge, blah, 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 and all that is. But that's all available on that battery monitor. it's not an issue. That's one of the reasons I've considered this. And for the price, it's in my pricing bracket as well. They're claiming in excess of 2,000 cycles at 80% under controlled conditions. That's not as much as some of what the others are claiming, eh? I mean, some of the others are claiming, well, we just saw, they said 100% take the battery out, and they say 2,500. So, yeah, maximum charge current is 80 amps, 25 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Recommended charge current for maximum life is 33 amps, so they don't recommend to charge it more than 33 amps per hour. Maximum discharge current, so there you go. This one's one of those ones that it says maximum 100 amps. So in reality, probably in reality, this one's going to be off the list, guys. This one will be off the list. This one's really limited. I don't know what the warranty is on this. I mean, you go on their website, it doesn't even tell you what the warranty is. If this thing had like a wonderful 5-6 years warranty, you think it'll be plastered all over their website, wouldn't you? But the fact that it's not on there, it's telling me that it's probably only got a couple of year warranty on it. Unless I'm blind, I highly doubt that I will end up getting this one. Here's my next choice, guys. iTech World. A lot of you would have figured that this would be the last one I looked at. They're based in Perth. It's one of the biggest dilemma for me. There's a couple. There's one of the biggest dilemma. Now they do have some big positives here, guys. For the value for what you pay for this, there are some big positives. And that's why this is one of my very strong contenders. I need to look into the warranty. I don't know how that works. Is it back to base? Am I up for a huge cost? Because remember, I'm kind of in a sort of semi-rural area, which is 50 kilometers from the main highway. So we get stung big time with freight to send stuff away. And in fact, to tell the truth, a lot of freight companies, they won't even consider you. I'd be struggling to get one of these sent away if I had to. That's a concern with me with this, because they're based in Perth, WA. And for you guys overseas, because I'm in Australia, for you guys overseas, to go from Perth to where I live, it's like just about going from Europe to America. It's almost that far, like that, just about. It's a far way. Australia's a big country. It's a far way. And we couldn't be any further apart in Australia. We're probably the further... I'm almost on the most easterly. Perth is almost the most westerly. Just about. On a straight line, it's a far way. So we've got two batteries we're going to look at. The iTech 120 amp. That's an advantage. All the other ones, bar the 200, has got 100 amp. This is 120. So you've got an extra 20 amps here. So that's a good benefit there. Price $9.75. But guys, they've got a really good deal going at the moment till the end of June 2021. They've got an end of financial year special of 20% off. So you can purchase these 20% off, and that's one of the major reasons why I'm seriously also considering this one here. So let's have a look at some of the specs on here. High discharge current, maximum 270 amps. C20 rating, usable amps, 105 amps, even though it's 120 amp. Most likely you only get 105 amps. Although I have heard the odd ones are actually getting up that 120 amps. Optimum temperature range, very good. BMS operational temperature, again this has got a BMS in it. Recommended charge current 20 to 50 amps. Apparently you can use a standard charger to charge this one, whereas all the other ones in regards to, I'm referring to an AC charger. I've got an AC charger, but it doesn't have lithium on it, so it's not lithium compatible. From what I understand, with this one here, with any of the iTech World, I will not have to update my AC charger. And that's another reason why the iTech World one is right up there. 12 kilograms. Look at the claimed life cycle. Life cycle for 80% discharge is 4,000. How many years is that going to last you? That's pretty good, guys. That's pretty good. And life cycle, if you drop down to 40% discharge, is 8,000 plus. You probably hand this down to your kids. Continuous discharge, 150 amps. And you can actually go as much as 175 amps for 5 minutes. These are some really good figures here, guys. Particularly the fry for the cost, and especially if you're taking that 20% off, if you're lucky enough to purchase one during June 2021. It's got some really good specs here, guys. Some really good specs here. And the warranty? Now, where's the warranty? I believe it's got a 3-year warranty. Don't quote me on that. So we might have to dig around a bit to find out what the warranty is on this. 3-year warranty, there we go. Look at that, even if you take it down to 50%, you got 5,000 plus. So this one's very tempting, particularly if you take 20% off the price that you see here, $975. Because of this 20% off deal, let's have a look at the 200 amp one, shall we? 200 amp one, recommend retail price, as you can see, is $2,199. Currently on sale, $300 off for $18.99. Remember, I've got that 20% coupon, and that saving, that 20% coupon code, this will bring it down to $15.19. So this is only like $120 more than some of the competitors I'm looking at, extra $120, and you got the 200 amps. So this one I'm seriously considering as well. Remember some of those figures I told you before, if you take it down to say 50% and you still got what, 4,000 plus cycles? If I take this down to 50%, guys, that's 100 amps. That's 100 amps. How often am I going to go past 100 amps? So this, for the sake of a few $100 more, I think this is going to outlast all those other ones by many, many years. I'll purchase this. Fingers crossed, hopefully, I wouldn't have to purchase another battery for 10 plus years at least. And then it comes to the situation, like for example, Fraser Island. I love going camping at Central Station. Now if you go camping at Central Station, forget solar panels. Forget it, guys. Just forget it. It just does not work. You're lucky to see the sky. In fact, a lot of places go camping up here in Queensland. A lot of places you do not see the sky. It's very thick vegetation. You could go away camping for days without ever worrying about that and without worrying about a solar panel. In fact, I reckon if I got this, I'll probably remove the solar panel out of my vehicle. I don't think I'll need it anymore. So let's have a look at some of the specs on this. It is 27 kilograms, whereas the others are 12, but how are you going to expect that? It's still going to save me weight on what I've already got. My kick-ass battery is something like 33 kilos plus, and I'm really only got 50 amps access out of that. It's still lighter. Check out some of the features on this. Standard charge current, 100 amps. That's standard. Remember on the 100 amp one, standard on that, I believe wasn't it 50 or 60? So if you put this one flat, you could have it fully charged in 2 hours. How brilliant is that? 2 hours. If you got a 100 amp charger. I don't know where you get them from. I haven't seen them. Maximum discharge current, 500 amps. You can peak 500 amps out of this for 5 seconds. Maximum charge current up to 150 amps. Again, that's 5 seconds. My RB twin compressor, no sweat, no problems at all. I wouldn't even have to start the motor when I want to pump the tyres up. No problems at all. And of course, you got your 36-month warranty, which is 3 years. Okay? The DCS, 5-year warranty. It would have been nice to have seen if this had a bit more warranty. 3 years is the bare minimum I'd go for. I would have liked to have seen 4 or 5 years. But I want to know what happens if I need to put a warranty claim on this, and it's something I need to look at. Maybe one of you guys who's experienced a warranty claim with any of these companies that I've mentioned here, can you post down below and let me know what the experience is like, and that will help enormously for in deciding which one to go for. They're the choices I've got. Another thing with iTech World, Mr. Buckaroni, an excellent YouTube channel based up in far North Queensland. Guys, if you haven't heard from him or seen his channels, do go check him out. He's got an awesome channel. And little Ruffer, his little dog, cutest little dog you could see, awesome. He's got couple of these iTech World batteries, and I spoke to him just before I started filming, and he's very happy with them. He's very happy, and also he's telling me that he actually discharged it fully till flat, used the whole complete 120 amps nearly, and he said he had it charged within 3 hours on his drive when he was going back home. It was fully charged in 3 hours. So I must admit, I have not heard one bad report or review on these iTech World batteries. Everyone who's got one raves on about them. I've got a few mates that's got them, and they rave on about them. It's just strange they only put a 3-year warranty on it. Wonder why they didn't go for 4 or 5 years. I would feel so much more confident spending that sort of amount of money if it had a 4 or 5 years warranty with it. Because if I'm going to spend that much money and it stuffs up just over 3 years time, oh, I'm not going to be happy, Larry. I'm not going to be happy at all. So there's my choices. So what do you think? What should I go for? What's your preference? Do you own one of these? Let me know your experience. Put a comment down below, please. And let me know, how old is it? How many cycles have you done? Do you monitor all that? Any information I could gather, it'll help me decide which battery to go for. So guys, thanks for watching. And be kind to everyone. Stay safe. Go out, enjoy camping. This beautiful, wonderful, mild winter days. Perfect for camping. And till next time, eh? Cheers. Oh, and please subscribe. It helped my channel a lot. Put a like and subscribe. Okay, till next time. See ya.